My name is Maxi. When I was a kid, I got bullied for being trans, and it was really hard because I was not trans. Because of my voice and because my parents dressed me in my older brother's hand-me-downs, girls would corner me, and he's like, yep. Girls would corner me in the bathroom and go, Max is a man! Max is a man! And then to prove I wasn't a man, I'd do the only thing I could do and cry in front of them. And that proved I wasn't a man. Proved I was a real man. I actually offered to show them my junk. They're like, no, that makes you more suspicious, actually. Too willing. I love my deep voice now. I've grown into it. Now I'm happy with it because no one's ever going to accuse me of sounding hysterical. Other women freak out. They're like, oh my God. I freak out. I'm like, oh my God. They're like, she's doing this really well. This is fantastic. Your sister has a deep voice? He's like, no, I was bullied. I, too, was bullied. I had to prove I was a man. Show us the junk. Okay, don't. Dick whipped out at a comedy show in Rhode Island. We never get invited back. It would be me. I would whip it out. And it's true. I know I'm not... I get mistaken for a trans woman a lot, I get mistaken for a gay woman a lot, and it puts me in a hard spot because it's like, do I correct you or let you keep thinking I'm cool? It's true. I am such a chicken about trying not to offend gay people when I tell people I'm not gay that I just sound so dumb. People are like, are you gay? I'm like, no, I'm so sorry. Gay people don't do that. Gay people don't apologize for not being straight. If you go up to a gay guy, you're like, are you straight? No. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Are you straight? No. But if I were, it'd be totally fine. I'm such a chicken shit. They're like, are you gay? I'm like, no. But if I were, it'd be an honor. I get that I don't really dress like I'm trying to attract men. As a female comedian, they warn me if you dress too nice, you're a threat to women. So I've been trying my entire career not to dress like a threat to women. Yeah. Thank you. Says the girl in a very feminine, pretty top with earrings on it. She's like, that's right, know your place. I've been trying to figure out how to dress like something that's not at all a threat to women, but I'm not sure how to dress like prostate cancer. I get that I'm not the traditional woman. For instance, I am not married, but I already don't go by my maiden name. It's Goomprecht, Goompact. It's German. Yeah, it is. And my dad is so surprised that I would give up his beloved German name. He's like, Maxi, aren't you proud of your strong German heritage? I'm like, Dad, German's kind of a tough one to be publicly proud of these days. Like other ethnicities and nationalities are proud of their heritage. They have rallies, they have conventions. I do not want to be caught in a rally full of people calling themselves proud Germans. To me, that sounds very scary. It's already bad enough that my name, Maxi, autocorrects to Nazi. Which I gotta tell you is a real time saver logging into the meetings. Maxi number 3 reporting for duty. Hi, Zoomers. I get that's not a very common problem to have. I think the only other people who can identify with that potential mistype is the Kotex company. Someone's behind a computer somewhere just like, oh no, we just sent out a shipment of Nazi pads. I feel like in this day and age, as the DK pointed out, as a white woman, blonde hair, blue eye, I have to be aware of how I come across to other people. And the most deep-seated fear of being mistaken for something I'm not as a white woman is first being mistaken for a Nazi and second being mistaken for a Karen. How embarrassing. Excuse me, I'd like to speak to the Fuhrer. I cannot in good conscience go for a high five in a crowded room without being absolutely sure someone is going to meet me on the other side of that high five. Otherwise, I'm just a woman standing in salute. For some people, getting left hanging is embarrassing. For me, it's career ending. No, I try to be very clear about it on stage because my worry isn't that people are going to actually think I'm a Nazi and hate me for it. My worry is someone's going to think I'm a Nazi and love me for it. There are very scary people out there. Thanks to the internet, I've learned this. They're all out there walking around unmarked. Very scary. Even scarier when they're walking around marked. I'll be at a bar like, oh, nice tattoo. What is that, a spider? We're using our imaginations, people. Paint that picture. Paint that picture. But so no, my dad is sad that I don't go by the German last name. I want to be proud of my heritage. In the time that we've lived together, my boyfriend has gotten COVID 3 times, and I've gotten it 0. And he goes, whew, must be those strong German genes. If only everybody had those strong German genes. I'm like, yes. What if everyone had strong German genes? What if there were a way to systematically ensure it's been done? Rhode Island, I'm liking you so far. Can I get a little deep with you? Yes. Some of you are like, God, no, please don't. Stay shallow, stay shallow. Anyone here have a crazy mom? Great. That was skin deep. We're diving deeper. So I go by my mom's last name, Witrak, but I haven't had contact with her in 15 years. She kicked me and my siblings out of the house, has not spoken to us since, and we've assumed that she's mentally ill because in my mind, that's a little bit vain of an explanation for why someone doesn't want to see you anymore. People will ask, oh, was she mentally ill? We're like, must be. But when you have that and you are worried about it happening again, I feel like it's your responsibility to warn your partner. So when I met my boyfriend, I was like, hey, I just want to warn you, the last person who let me go went insane. My siblings and I, we can't agree on what we think the mental illness she has is. We're thinking borderline personality disorder, narcissism. I keep saying postpartum depression. I'm like, I would hate to lose me too, honestly. Some people don't think it's nice that we're labeling her mentally ill without actually having a diagnosis. I think it's kinder to say someone has a mental condition sometimes, just to save the feelings. Like, I was at a party and I said, nice to meet you to someone, and they said, we've met. And then I, on the spot, diagnosed myself as having a facial recognition disorder, rather than diagnosing them as being completely unmemorable. But we've started to do it to my dad because he's got such an issue with social cues, really bad on it. And we used to be really hard on him, my siblings and I, until my siblings started realizing, you know what? Dad might be autistic. Because I know he'll be like, vote for Trump, and we're like, that's our special little guy. And for any Trump voters in here, I'm so sorry. I don't mean to make it sound like like you have to have something mentally wrong with you to be autistic. I think what's important is just to be mean or nice. We all have something wrong with us in some way or another, but mean or nice. Because if you're weird and mean, it's easy to be like, ew, get away from me. But if you're weird and kind, you're harmless. Like a guy was following me around Goodwill the other day going, you're beautiful, you're radiant, you're stunning. The Goodwill cashier came over, she was like, ma'am, is this man bothering you? I was like, not at all. a guy slid into my DMs and he was like, I just have to tell you, I can tell you are refined. You have class. And you are clearly the picture of a lady. And I was like, whoa. This guy gets me. And then he went on to say, you have a great work ethic. I can tell by your comedy clips you're disciplined. It must be those strong German genes. I was like, well, you can't choose your fans. And then he said, must be because you're part of the master race. And that sounds like a person I don't want to offend. I was like, no, I'm not a Nazi, but it would be an honor. Thank you guys. I've been Maxi Witrak. Have a good night.